Metefo ena Ashafo were from Papa Kwesi Nduom. Iyenye Jumedza Yatunizin Ghana great and strong. Yeziba wakwim Miminde biara swobo ninsona ena demi Jumedzi obado. Jumedzi anhona wabohen abibiara ma yedze brahon onye ejumuku a wofrahon Ghana Growth Fund. No Ghana Growth Fund. Anhon ena ekọ Ghana ne bibiara worboa ama wodze enjama sisi fom ye ya ebi ya school dan ebi ya car kwan ne kaka ho anhona so ana worhwe ama wodze ankwankwa ejumuku aho edzeba wodze ejuma ereba ebi ho a wodze nsan ejuma bi factory bi wodze sisi nkronkronkro wagana main ma mbranche na nketesi wonye bi warrior na yanu Jumedzi oya Ghana great and strong iyi onya manyosam iyan han bu tayara nye de yeba kembi yeba yebi yeba chechere nzamamu ama Ghana ikoyi waye ikowa osomobo na Ghana nyi biara so ono so na abrabom obotumpon na odama inyi hene botai osinyenyodo ono ntir ana yezi Ghana great and strong Jumedzi yeti bro memende biara and strong. Ghana Great and Strong, that is the program that's been running for more than 4 years now. Public interests, national interests, it is the one program in Ghana that is aimed at talking about anything, discussing anything, raising any issue, bringing any problem to the fore, offering solutions, and indeed doing whatever it is that we can here to help make our country, Ghana, great and strong, and all of its people prosperous. And I am your host. My name is Papa Kwesi Nduom. And I have been bringing you this program since the very beginning, more than 4 years ago. Today we are going to talk about an important topic. It is a topic we have treated on this program many times. Many times. It has to do with the Electoral Commission, has to do with elections, has to do with political parties, it has to do with our governance. And so our topic today is the implementation of the political parties law. The EC does not have a leg to stand on. That is our topic for today. And so we're going to talk about the Electoral Commission and some parts of the laws that set it up. We are going to talk about the political parties law and what it says in there that the political parties must abide by and what the Electoral Commission is supposed to implement. Since last year's elections, I have stayed away from matters to do with the Electoral Commission, matters to do with campaigning, with elections, and so on and so forth. Well, I am back at it. And while I'm doing this and saying this, let me also say that I made a decision after the 2016 elections not to say anything, criticize, say anything for or against any action, words, deeds, whatsoever of the Nana Akufo-Addo and his NPP administration. I've said I wasn't going to say anything for 6 months. Now, the 6 months I gave myself ends at the end of this month. So after this month, I will be back taking note. I'll be back comparing notes. I will be back as a responsible citizen of this country, acting on my citizenship rights to think, talk, and in an objective way, let the people know if the administration is doing something good, to support it. If it is doing something that is against our interests, to speak against it, but then to also offer solutions that will put us on the right path. So that's after the end of June. We'll do that because good citizens don't just sit back and watch. Don't just sit back and observe. Good citizens get into the action and participate so that our country, Ghana, can indeed become great and strong and all of our citizens prosperous, which is what we want to do here. So let me fancy kakra. In Yubri, the ende yerba kawasam. Often a manyasam, and often a jumukua, aban ne jumukua, often an electoral commission. Often, and say, yes, embrana, all the years to do, or a man you cool for all the way to do. I may have can you there. Say, Kadamasam now. Ono oye electoral commission, only and then be her wage in ado. If I come have some. Machichem, actually. And a message to some Macade. May I join there? A banful for Abia, oye, on my opinion, and Akufo-Addo, or Dano. Because I'm more than Busumisia, the one from Fajin, one from 1 zaman to 2 years, one from 160. And one shall say when you men ka ho hwe men ya ho hwe men ka ho biara wo be biara na mom se busumesi no ono obese no kwa muso mazama adwen de meye oman ne ba muso mazama adwen baba se bibi kodu no orokọ ye ya yebofo echi so orokọ so no orokọ chiw so a yebaka kire hon de bebi erokọ yi onye ne nkasi ye nti wo mayen fa konpado Nihnara young Cassam and Shahur Bana and Fancy Yadi, and so a money ye into never can be. Never can be. So, our topic, the implementation of the political parties law. The EC does not have a leg to stand on. And many of you know what happened between the Electoral Commission and myself as a prospective candidate for the office of president. For many reasons, I bit my tongue several times and did not want to say much about anything to do with the Electoral Commission. But I want you to listen to this. In my view, the Electoral Commission has proven itself incapable of implementing the laws put under its mandate. It has chosen what I would term as a particularist attitude to doing its work. Pick and choose. When it becomes convenient, I'll implement this one. If it furthers a certain agenda, we'll implement that one. But we'll leave some other ones behind. Sometimes what the Electoral Commission has done, it has done what is easy. And sometimes it has done what serves the interests of those individuals or political parties whom it favors. I am saying that. What we should have is an Electoral Commission that is strong, that is truly independent. Now, when we say independent, we don't say abrasive. We don't say acts with impunity. We don't say does what it wants and disregards all advice, or doesn't want to have a discussion or communicate with anyone. Independent. Independent, that is following the law, no favors given, acting the right way and doing things right. So what we need is a strong, independent and objective state institution. And what should be like that has rather in recent years been reduced to a state institution that when it suits it or when it's confronted sometimes by things that it is doing wrong or things that are not going well, it just says, go to court, go to court. And then it has also turned out that when it is taken to court, then it falls down flat. What sort of state institution is that? How can it protect our interests? And let's also be clear, just because the Electoral Commission conducts elections and declares winners and the other participants accept the declaration of the winner, it doesn't make it a credible institution. It doesn't make it one that we should applaud. And so whoever wins an election says, they are okay. Oh, the chairman is okay, and so on and so forth. That does not make one a credible institution. And in a country like Ghana, it only takes a little bit, just a little bit, to bring chaos, to cause mayhem, and to cause injury to people. We don't want that in our country. So we want a proper institution that does well for everybody and implements the laws that have been put under its care. And while I'm also talking about this, look, we should not have one person sit somewhere and reach out into the Ghanaian public and say, this is the man, this is the woman I want to become the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. We are way past that. We are way past that. And so what happened in recent times when somebody was brought to become chairperson? Because somebody said, that's the person I want. Well, we should find ways of amending that provision that caused that, so that it should be some collective judgment that brings about who sits there. Who sits there as the arbiter? Who sits there as the interpreter of the political party's law, of the EC's own law, so that in the future, the things that govern us, the political parties that work to become the managers of our country, can be people who have practiced compliance to the right laws and have come there through the right process and through the right interpretation of our laws. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We will take a break, and when we come back, I will begin and bring to you some relevant portions of the Electoral Commission's own law. Then we will go through the political party's law, and I will explain to you why I say that when it comes to the implementation of the political parties law, the EC doesn't have a leg to stand on. And in the recent days, or maybe I should say also weeks, some people have come up in the public realm and raised some issues about the implementation of the political parties law. A group called the Citizen Ghana Movement had been asking for details of campaign finance information from the Electoral Commission back, I think, somewhere in March or April. They had a letter that they wrote to the Electoral Commission asking for details of what had been filed or submitted by the political parties on assets and liabilities and so on and so forth. They are not the only ones raising this issue, but I want to bring it to your attention that a group such as that had been asking for information submitted by the political parties to be made public, to be given to them. I don't disagree with them. I actually agree with the move that this group has made. But also, a few days ago, the newspaper Graphic went and did some analysis and wrote a story. And their story said that almost 6 months after the last election, or 6 months after the end of the year, none of the political parties have filed their annual returns or their audited accounts. And as a result of it, all manner of people have been saying all kinds of things about the political parties. We will talk about that. But let me state that if you go through the records, the Progressive People's Party that I am part of have been submitting audited accounts, and indeed for the 2016 calendar year that our treasurer has been working to prepare and to submit our audited accounts. So we will submit ours in the next few days. But we will talk about this matter. So we will come back and continue our discussion. This is Ghana Great and Strong, and I'm your host. My name is Papa Kwesi Nduom.
GN Bank has come on board. Hooray! Did you take a loan from the Student Loan Trust Fund for your tertiary education? Having challenges on how to pay back the student loan? Relax. You can now pay your student loan at GN Bank. GN Bank, the bank that provides unparalleled excellence in service anytime, any place, and anywhere. The good news is that you don't have to be a customer of GN Bank before you can repay your loan. All you need is to walk into any branch of GN Bank nationwide and make your payment. GN Bank can also set up a standing order or undertake transfers directly from a person's account to that of Student Loan Trust Fund. But this is for interested persons who will open an account with us. Remember to pay your student loan in any of our 108 locations nationwide. For more information, call us on 0302 218855 or 020-2220-360. Or email us at info@gnbank.com. You can also visit our website www.gnbankghana.com. GN Bank, the People's Bank.
Welcome back to Ghana Great and Strong, where today we're talking about the implementation of the political parties law and my assertion that the Electoral Commission does not have a leg to stand on. And when you go to the Constitution of the Republic, Chapter 7 is where it refers to the representation of the people. That is where you would find the Electoral Commission. And if you go there, Chapter 7, if you go to Section 55, That is where it guarantees the right for the formation of political parties. It also guarantees the right for any citizen of voting age to join a political party. And it's always interesting, many people don't quite understand. We have people who are not of voting age, and they say, I belong to the PPP, to NDC, MPP, but the law, the Constitution says citizens of voting age, they have the right to join a political party. And then when we also talk, it is important that we also understand that the political party is not there just for elections. It says a political party is free to participate in shaping the will of the people, to disseminate information on political ideas, social and economic programs of a national character, and then it says sponsor candidates for election to any public office that is other than for the offices of district assemblies or lower local government units. So political parties aren't just there for election times. And I'm saying that deliberately and purposefully, because we must not wait until a few weeks or even a few months towards elections for us to now begin to talk about who is a political party and who is not, or who is eligible as a political party to contest an election and who is not. What I'm saying is that the Electoral Commission, the body that is put there to ensure that the representation of the people is done in a proper manner, continuous manner, and so on and so forth, it is not helping us to get there. Most of the time when it sits there, it is only talking about what we need to do to go and vote. And then it becomes concerned about candidates and political parties when the time comes for an election. That is not what the Constitution of this Republic says. If the Constitution of the Republic says that a political party must contribute to shaping, the will of the people, political will of the people, disseminating information on political ideas, social ideas, economic programs, and so on and so forth. We're not just going to do that when we're getting ready to go and vote or go and campaign. So that's one point. I am also saying that indeed, when you go into all of this, it also in the same Constitution, and I'll come to the political parties law, but let's talk about the Constitution itself. The Constitution itself says that political parties shall be required by law to declare to the public their revenues and assets and the sources of those revenues and assets, and to publish to the public annually their audited accounts. Now, if that's what the Constitution says, and if it's the Electoral Commission that is mandated by law to deal with this, the enforcement of this, what has the Electoral Commission been doing all along? What provisions have they made? What regulations have they put in place to ensure that this happens? Now let me read this again. It says, to declare to the public their revenues and assets and the sources of those revenues and assets, and to publish to the public annually their audited accounts. It doesn't say to send to the Electoral Commission only. So who is to make sure that this happens? And I'll get to this other point, and then I'll come back again. We'll discuss it fully. It says, only a citizen of Ghana may make a contribution or donation to a political party registered in Ghana. Then it says, a member of an organization or interest group shall not be required to to join a political party by virtue of his membership of the organization or group. There are many other things that are there. This is from the Constitution of the Republic, Chapter 7, Representation of the People. In South America, Asam American, Nichi Chimaranyi Day. Hen embrakasino, the Constitution or Hono. Ekuma Ebohu, the membrano, Omakwan, Chapter 7, Omakwan, the Ewubiara Pede Etsu, Amanyakunu, Itum Netsu. Ewubiara Pede Ekodom, Amanyakua, Asun de Winfi, Edi, Osun de Itum Netu Abanu, also Kodom, Amanyaku Krono. Na afin so osede Amanyaku biara so owo hode obeyedza obama Ganafo hena adwen wako bebia awoso eye Amanyaku no epede oko na eboboa emaza ofa hene wiadi za ofa hene sikasam hu za ofa hene amanyasam hu za ofa hene abrabo hu also Amanyaku no also botum na ayebi akambi na eza aboa emanu wankade yenso Amanyaku de yemfan koto abankutin ana de yemfan kohwe yemfan kohwehwe zibiubi de eye mbeshebe gomnyi ana ye omampanyin na yentwa ne mfiane aberebo so de wonko ne wonka ye campaign na wonko kohwehwe amanfo hona aba ne nkofa asor no waka ye dwede bi yedem no waso yem omahwema kan so ye de ehwe electoral commission na edwuma no otosin osendo onu so onu a owodo ohwe ema yezi da maji du no onu so otwen ye mbirebo so ansa na yakoto aba na ansa na wehu de iyi na jama oye Amanyaku da minyimpe na so okodo wakoto aba mana oye debi wo dwuma ho a wode woti dwuma ne bi za wode woye ne bi za woye na otosin ne bi onu ena ende America ho asem America de se amanyasam be yeye se benya Amanyaku ahoro ma wa ba wodin brother ana ono electoral commission na edwuma no odo ye na oye ne ye sen ma ori. And so I will come back, but I want to ask if you want to make a contribution to this program, to what is it that I'm talking about, so you can send me a WhatsApp message, and the number is 020-7566185. The number again is 020-7566185 if you want to send me a WhatsApp message. And as we usually say, please don't call that number, just send me a message, and I will try and read your messages as we go along. And so that is the one point that I want to make. And now I want to move on. I want to move on to what is called the political parties law. What is the political parties law? That is the 574th Act. 574th Act. That is Act 574, which is an act of the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. That act or that law, which was passed in the year 2000 and was given assent by the president of that time on 23rd February 2000. That Political Parties Act, that is what governs the activities of the political parties in Ghana. It is that act that the Electoral Commission has the mandate to ensure its implementation in Ghana. And once again, it is the one that I'm saying when it comes to that implementation that the EC doesn't have a leg to stand on. So I'll take another break, and when we come back, I will tell you why. I want to go through step by step, and we'll discuss it. And as I said, if you have a message you want to send, a contribution you want to make, 020-75-661-85, send us a message. We will be back. This is Ghana Great and Strong.
The first digital TV decoder is leading the way in Ghana's digital migration. The first digital decoder provides you with over 40 channels and still counting. The channel choices range from ATV, FTV, BTA, Faith TV, Channel D, Planet Kids, Ocean 1 TV, Sports 24, GTV, Cinemax, CNN, Bloomberg, Emmanuel TV, and so much more. The first digital TV decoder also provides you with several other functions to add to your pleasure. These functions include the electronic program guide, that's EPG, which provides you with the time and details of the program on the channel of your choice. First digital TV decoder also has a pen drive port that allows you to record programs and also have them played back at your own convenience. The decoder also provides the subtitling feature, which allows you to change to the operating language of your choice. You can also check your signal strength on your first digital TV decoder. All of these and more for a mere 170 Ghana cedis with monthly subscription of only 20 Ghana cedis. Purchase your first digital TV decoder from any of the over 100 GN Bank branches across the nation, or call our customer care line on 0243 002222.
Welcome back to Ghana Great and Strong, where today we're talking about the implementation of the political parties law. The EC does not have a leg to stand on. And I've made reference to Article or to Act 574, an act of Parliament or a law passed by Parliament which was given assent by the President of the time, 23rd February 2000, and which is what we know as the Political Parties Law. So let me go to the section of the law that refers to the registration of political parties, because I've been saying that, it is the Electoral Commission, it is the Electoral Commission that is supposed to be the custodian and the implementer. If you go to registration of political parties, it says, a political party shall be registered in accordance with this act and shall pay in respect of the registration such as the Electoral Commission shall by constitutional instrument determine. As you go through this, it is very clear that the person or organization that is supposed to ensure that this happens, or all of these provisions are brought into being, is the Electoral Commission. And you heard me earlier indicate that Chapter 7 of the Constitution, Representation of the People, it refers to the coming into being of political parties. It is that section that also brought into being the Electoral Commission. So I just want to be made very clear that, yes, indeed, it is the Electoral Commission that is supposed to handle some of the things that I'm going to talk about, and not any other institution. And maybe before I even get there, you may recall that sometime last year, the Office of Economic and whatever other crimes, EOCO, sometime just wrote a letter to me, Papa Kwesi Nduom, as a prospective candidate for the Progressive People's Party to become president, asking me to come and show them where I got my money from to file to become a candidate. And I want you people listening to me to understand the position I had then. I was pretty much silent about it in public, but now I want you to understand that the body put there by the Constitution of this republic to deal with such matters, it's not IOCO, it is not GRA, it isn't anybody else, it is the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission. Sometimes in Ghana we act based on instinct, based on how we feel, based on who wants to get at whom. But indeed, we must be a nation governed by laws. And there are laws. And I'm pointing to you Act 574, the Political Parties Law, which gives the mandate to deal with all of these things to do with political parties, their formation, their registration, their requirements that they have to deal with, elections, and so on and so forth. And it gives all of those responsibilities to one state institution, the Electoral Commission. And there also, it says that the Electoral Commission shall register political parties in accordance with this act. So again, it is the Electoral Commission and nobody else. But it also says that conditions for registration as a political party, that the Commission shall not register a political party unless the internal organization of the party conforms to democratic principles and its actions and purposes are not contrary or inconsistent with the Constitution. Let's ask ourselves, how does the Electoral Commission determine this? How do they implement this? Do they from time to time come in to see if the internal organization of the political parties conform to democratic principles and not contrary or inconsistent with the Constitution? Many a times people have complained, but when they have complained, what has happened? Rather, people have gone to court, and so on and so forth. And then it also says the party has on its National Executive Committee one member from each region. That it has branches in all the regions and is in addition organized. In this law, it doesn't necessarily say has offices. It says organized in not less than 2/3 of the districts in each region. And so on and so forth. Then it also says that, you know, a political party shall not be organized on the basis of religion, of ethnic and grounds, and so on and so forth. Now, I ask myself, and you know, let me read this thing here. It says the party's name, emblem, color, motto, or any other symbol has no ethnic, gender, regional, religious, or sectic connotation, or gives the appearance that its activities are confined only to part of the country. How does the Electoral Commission determine this? How have they determined this? And I want to ask a question. You know, when the Electoral Commission, all these political parties that have been there all these years, more than 26, I'm told, are we saying that all of those political parties, active and inactive, and some political parties have even come and said that they are going on holiday? Some have said that we are going away, have done all sorts of things, and yet their names are there. And how do they resurrect themselves? They become resurrected months before election. And who accepts them? The Electoral Commission, because they are allowed to go to meetings organized by the Electoral Commission, including the Inter-Party Advisory Committee meetings. How does that happen? Who sees to it that this happens? Who does this? It's the Electoral Commission. And if somebody will go somewhere and say, that Papa Kwesi Nduom, he's on Ghana Great and Strong, and he's speaking against the Electoral Commission, let him think again. The point is not speaking against. The point is recognizing that this is an important institution of the state, and it must be put right. It must be advised to follow its mandate. It must become strong and independent, not by acting with impunity, but doing the right things so that our governance can have the right foundation and the right basis, which I am saying today, it is not there. Yes, we've had elections. Yes, we've had presidents. Yes, we've had members of parliament, but I am saying to you that the basis of all of those elections, in my view, they can be questioned, and they are questionable. And I will say some more about that as we move along. Now, let's go to a section of the political parties law. It says, declaration of assets, liability, and expenditure in relation to election. Here's what it says. It says a political party shall, within 21 days before the general elections, submit to the Commission a statement of its assets and liabilities in such form as the Commission may direct. What will we say? The political parties now, 2016, okay, campaign. The one to Abama, one Crawford, one Combreshebogum, one Kaya, Mampenyin. Progressive People's Party come. One Bisa, Electoral Commission. The home one no way the margin, was it the member? The member was today. Waka and da. It you know, we are to Abano. Or day, a man you could be ara. Odzi Nenkra Teko, Electoral Commission. The ne enzama owo and also za owa ochre a kawodi eguza owo enzama owo soya kaso soya siko soya bazo abrofo se assets and liabilities on fon konkachre fon konkama Electoral Commission. So how many political parties did this 21 days before the 2016 election? Who knows? And what did the Electoral Commission do about it? But it also says a political party shall, within 6 months after a general election or by-election in which it has participated, submit to the Commission a detailed statement in such form as the Commission may direct of all expenditure incurred for that election. So let's ask ourselves, we've had many elections since 1992. General elections, by-elections. So who has complied and who hasn't? And all these so-called 26 or more political parties, who has complied, who hasn't? What is the Electoral Commission doing about it? And you know, Electoral Commission is not just like a police officer. Electoral Commission, its mandate also includes educating people. Its mandate also includes disseminating information, making people understand what is it that they are supposed to do, and then ensuring that people conform to the law. And if they don't conform, after all of that, then imposing sanctions, because in the law, it gives the right for the Electoral Commission to impose sanctions. Now, I want to go to another area of the political parties law. The part 3 that talks about the funding of political parties. And by the way, some of you have sent me some messages. Someone from Elmina says, I love your program. Please keep it up because it's educative. That's what he says. Another person says, my name is Regina, and that I am, well, she says that she wants to become successful, and she wants to know how she can become successful. Well, please keep listening. There's another person, he just says that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what is going on. Then Wisdom from Kumasi says, please keep it up. The EC people are not doing well at all. That's the comment from Wisdom from Kumasi. And someone else says that you are educating me tonight. May God grant you wisdom. He says God bless you, and I'm also saying God bless you as well. There are some others who are just saying hello, some who are asking for long life, and also just wishing the program well, and I thank you for that. But I want you to listen to this. The funding of political parties. You know, it says only a citizen may contribute in cash or kind to the funds of a political party. Only a citizen. And it says a firm, partnership, or enterprise owned by a citizen. Owned by a citizen. They are the, or at least 75% of whose capital is owned by a citizen. For the purposes of this act, only those ones can contribute, make contributions to political parties. Then it says, a non-citizen shall not directly or indirectly make a contribution or donation or loan, whether in cash or kind, to the funds held by or for the benefit of a political party, and no political party or person acting for or on behalf of a political party shall demand or accept a contribution, donation, or loan from a non-citizen. Now let me ask all of us, do any of you by any chance know or have heard that somebody from America, from Russia, from China, from South Africa, from Nigeria, from somewhere else other than Ghana, who is a non-citizen or not a company that qualifies, has made a contribution to fund a political party, to fund a campaign in Ghana. Have you? Have you heard it? I am saying I have. And I know many of you have heard it. And I know that some political parties and some candidates accepted monies, 2016 election, 2012 election, 2000 election, from non-citizens. Does anyone want to challenge this? And I am saying that some of those who have won elections in Ghana since 1992 have raised funds from non-citizens, some of them in the full glare of the public. And I am laying this on the doorstep of the Electoral Commission, that it is the body required by law to enforce part 2 or part 3, funding of political parties, part of Act 574, the Political Parties Law. So if today we are talking about all sorts of other things, and now let me say directly, when the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Charlotte Osei, when she sat there and unilaterally decided that she was going to disqualify Papa Kwesi Nduom from contesting the election, did she or did she not know that some people were funding their campaigns illegally? Did she or did she not know that some people were not declaring assets? Did she or did she not know that some people had made all sorts of mistakes on their application form, which she somehow became blind over and decided to pick on those things that I said were nothing? The particularist attitude of the Electoral Commission, that if we don't check one day, would lead us to where we don't want to go. Recent events have shown that Ghanaians can act in a manner that is terrible. That sometimes we sit there and we say, we are not Liberians, we are not Ivorians, we are not Rwanda or from Burundi. We don't do those kinds of things, but yet we do. We are capable. It is just that there are many of us who quite often, things don't go our way, but we decide that we will put the national interest up front, make it number one priority. But I'm saying tonight, don't tempt us. Don't. Because this country is important. And it is important for the Electoral Commission, the one that I have said tonight does not have a leg to stand on, to start gathering force, having strong legs, having a strong, independent, but objective mind, and seeking support to implement its mandate continuously. And so, for this evening, well, this is what I have said. And these are some of the things that we have put there. And I want people to understand that we do this as Ghana Great and Strong. We do this to let the people know their rights, their responsibilities. And it's important that we continue to do so. And Kennedy Amponsa Cheme from Nkwanta says, well, he says, God bless you for this education. Dr. Abdul Malik from the Tamale Technical University says, I am an ardent listener of your program, and in fact, I get educated on the issues you present. And he says that we are in a country where the beautiful laws exist, but we have been plagued with leaders who are afraid to implement them to the letter. for the betterment of our democracy and society, and then we wait for citizens to go to court, to invoke the judges, to insist on the laws before they are implemented. Thank you for your contribution. Francis Ediako says, Ghana has very good laws, but the problem is that the institutions are not strong enough to enforce them, but allow themselves to be used against others. Well, when we say quite often that institutions are not strong enough, who is making those institutions not strong enough? If some people are put there as members of the Electoral Commission, given a full mandate, given a budget, and so on and so forth, and if they decide to be selective, who has done it? But then if they are not doing it, what about the rest of us? Who may read, may understand, but also choose that, hey, it has to do with the election. Or, hey, Papa Kwesindo, be careful, oh, you may become a candidate again. And those are the people who will decide how many votes you got. Well, it does not matter. We must do the right thing. And it is important, if I can read and I can understand, that I point out what is not going well. And, you know, well, some people say, well, hey, I'm watching you live in Kumasi, and well, some of the other things that he's pointing out. Let me leave that alone. Somebody is also asking the question: who supervises the Electoral Commission? Well, let's think about that one. Who supervises them if they are not doing their job? Who has the right? Who has the mandate to speak? The political parties, can they? Do they? It seems that some people, they complain when they are not in power. But as soon as they win power, the Electoral Commission is wonderful. Well, we can't live by that. We can't live by that. It is important that laws are made to do what is it that they are supposed to do. Well, there's somebody that is wishing me a happy Father's Day. Well, let me also say happy Father's Day to all the fathers who are out there. But a couple more things quickly before we end this program this evening. I have said that, look, there are a number of different provisions in the political parties law. But you know, there are penalties that can be put there. It says when a political party contravenes any of the provisions of this act, okay, there are penalties that are to be imposed. And so the law, political parties law, also has a section that says penalty. So anybody who contravenes a provision of this act commits an offense. And anyone who makes a statement and so on and so forth, they know to be false and has no reason to believe to be true, makes a false statement, commits an offense. Okay? And then an offense under this act is punishable with a fine not exceeding 10 million cedis, or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 2 years, or both. So there are penalties. If you go and lie, make a false statement, do the wrong thing, take monies from foreigners to fund your campaign, and so on and so forth. So ask yourself, those who have won election are sitting there in parliament. Those who have won elections and have become president. Ask yourself, where did they get their funds from? Ask yourself, the submissions that they have made in the past to the Electoral Commission, if we go and scrutinize them, if a political party, let's even say it's a PPP, says, oh, for the past year, we spent 500,000 Ghana cedis. Who is going to go and check how we conducted our campaign in 2016 to come back and say, oh no, you didn't spend 500,000 Ghana cedis. You must have spent 5 million or more, or whatever the number may turn out to be. Who will do that investigation in the Electoral Commission? Who will make sure that people aren't using illegal monies? When I say illegal monies, whether it's from whatever, selling drugs, counterfeit, whatever, money laundering, or taking monies from foreigners who then, when they come to power, will do their bidding. How do we know? The only way we know is if the Electoral Commission does the work that they are put there to do. So, this program has been all about the implementation of the political parties law. Now, if you don't like what I have said, please go back and read the law. Please go back and also examine your own responsibility as a citizen of this country. Put your political lenses aside and let us all examine the reality. And I believe that if you do your part, if I do my part, this country we call Ghana will be a great and strong nation. That is the purpose, that is the intent of this program we call Ghana Great and Strong. I want to thank the producers, the camera people, everyone who has contributed to making this program be able to come to you live this evening. I have been your host. My name is Papa Kwesi Nduom.
Yo,